Hello everyone. This is Namrata Thakur, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Computer Engineering at Praveen Patil Polytechnic, Finder East. Let's start the Unit 4 of GAD. The Unit 4 is Data Access in VB.NET. There are total 3 videos, part 1, part 2 and part 3 of the same chapter. So let's start part 1 in detail. Students, after watching this video, you will able to understand what exactly the ADO.NET is and what are the different components and architecture of ADO.NET. So what exactly the ADO.NET is, let's see in detail. Before starting the ADO.NET in detail, let me ask you or let me tell you one example so it will be more clear to you what exactly the role of ADO.NET is. Students, till now you have learned the various concepts of GAD. That is what exactly, or GAD or VB.NET. What exactly the VB.NET is, how to design the simple form using VB.NET. So, you are designing one form using suppose text box or labels or combo box, list box, radio button, timer, etc. So the ADO.NET is comes in a picture whenever you want to use the concept called as a database in your application. So why you want to use the database in your application? Students, suppose you are using the system called as an airline reservation system or student management system. At that time, you are putting or you're filling some details on in that application and that details will get stored in a database. So whenever you want to store the data in a database using the VB.NET application, at that time you are using the component called as a ADO.NET. See, student, you have created the VB.NET application and you are connecting it to the database so that your application can access the different data inside the database. Like suppose by doing the flight reservation, you are putting your name, your address, your source and destination. You are clicking on the submit button. Once you click on the submit button, the data will get stored inside the database. So, to store that data in a database, okay, there should be a bridge between these two. See, this is your VB.NET application and this is your database. Now, I'm not going, you people are aware about the database concept. So, there is a bridge between these two. Whatever the written by this application should get understood by the database. So, therefore, there is one bridge over here and that bridge is called as a ADO.NET. Your ADO.NET stands for Activate Data Object. This database access technology, as I said, this is used to access the database and this database access technology is created by the Microsoft. It is a bridge between this front end and the back end over here. So .NET framework access any kind of data resources that it can access SQL, it can access MS Access, it can access Oracle. So whatever the database you are connecting with your VB.NET application, that will get help, that will get access by ADO.NET. So ADO.NET basically consists of different object-oriented classes that provides the rich set of data components to create a high-performance, reliable and scalable database application. So this is all about the ADO.NET. That is, whenever you want to connect, whenever you want to access the database, so here the ADO.NET comes into the picture. Now, the architecture and the components of the ADO.NET. Here, this diagram shows the ADO.NET architecture. The main two components of ADO.NET architecture is data provider and second one is a data set. So you can easily check out these things that data provider and data set are the two objects or two main components of ADO.NET. So in data provider, we have database related data, and data set we have a database over here in data tables over here. Now, see student, as I said, there are two key components of ADO.NET. First one is a data provider and second one is a data set. So .NET provider basically provides the three data provider. First one is a SQL server, OLEDB data provider and ODBC data provider. Students, the SQL server uses the SQL connection object, OLEDB that is object linking and embedding database, which is used for the relational as well as non-relational database. Whereas the ODBC that is open database connectivity, this is constrained to the relational database only. So data provider, CS students, we are going to understand what exactly the data provider is. So data provider, there are three types of data provider. As the name suggests, data provider, it is going to provide the data, and there are three objects over here, connector, after that the command, and after that the data reader and the data adapter. You can easily come to know that data adapter is all about the commands written over here, like select command, insert command, update command, delete command, etc. Now check out this one, that data provider consists of connection, command, data adapter and the data reader. Connection, as the name suggests, it is used to connect to the data source. If there is no connection to the database, there is no use of database connectivity. So the database connectivity should be there over here. So the connection is the first component that talks to the data source. The connection object is establish the connection to the data source. The command object execute the command, and data adapter is provide the bridge between dataset and the connection. It uses the command object to execute the queries, and dataset uses the XML to store the data application and the data provider. What exactly the dataset is? Dataset is set of data table object. And data table means what? Database table. You all know this concept, what exactly the database is, what exactly the tables are. Now, if you want to connect with the server, how to connect it? So, accessing the data with the server. Here, there is one facility provided by VB.NET called as a Server Explorer. Server Explorer allows you to work with the connection to the various data sources. To work with the database, you need connection to that database. Therefore, to connect with the server, there is a one way, two ways for the same, three ways for the same. First one is a click on view. After that, go to the server explorer, or you can use the key combination called as a Control Alt S, or the third way is go to the tools. After that, select the option called as a connect to the server. So hence you can connect the data with the server or accessing the data with the server explorer. Or you can simply say that you can connect to the server by clicking on the view, and after that clicking on the server explorer, or you can use the key combination Ctrl Alt S, or you can go to the tools and click on the connect to the server. So this is all about the ADO.NET and connecting or accessing the server explorer or connecting to the server explorer. So if you have any doubt, let me know. I wish you